Here's a question I get all the time. Ron, should I get a fixed rate mortgage or go with the variable rate? Honestly, most people are asking the wrong question entirely. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Let me share a story. Just last week, I sat down with a couple who'd been shopping mortgage rates for months. They were stuck choosing between a fixed rate at 6.5% and a variable rate starting at 5.8. They kept asking me which one was better. This one's kind of a good shot for our second look program, rsrlinks.com/2ndlook. rsrlinks.com/second look. That would be the numeral 2ND look. I asked them a different question. How long are you planning to stay in this home? Turns out they were relocating for work in about 3 years. Suddenly, that variable rate made a lot more sense for their situation. Here's what most people miss. The fixed versus variable debate isn't really about which mortgage is better. It's about which mortgage fits your specific situation better. Let's break this down simply. A fixed rate mortgage keeps your rate locked in for the life of the loan. No surprises, no changes. What you see is what you get for 30 years. A variable rate mortgage that can move up or down based on an index tied to prevailing interest rates. Your payment could change over time. Now here's where strategy comes in. Remember, strategy beats rate always. If you're planning to stay in your home short term, maybe 3 to 5 years, a variable rate might save you money up front. You'll have less time for rates to move against you. But if this is your forever home, if you're putting down roots for the next 15, 20, or 30 years, a fixed rate gives you predictability. You know exactly what's coming out of your household budget every single month. The current interest rate environment matters too. When rates are historically low, locking in makes sense. When they are higher than average, a variable rate gives you the chance to benefit if rates drop without having to refinance. Here's the question nobody else asks you. What happens to your household budget if rates spike and your variable mortgage payment jumps to its lifetime cap? Could you still afford it? How would that impact your overall financial picture? This is where the household blended interest rate comes into play. It's not just about your mortgage rate in isolation. It's about how that mortgage payment affects your total cash flow and your ability to manage all your other debts effectively. I had a client recently who was so focused on getting the absolute lowest mortgage rate that he missed the bigger picture. He took a variable rate mortgage to save 0.5%, but he was carrying $40,000 in credit card debt at an average of 22% interest. We repositioned his equity to handle that high interest debt, and even with a slightly higher mortgage rate, his household blended interest rate dropped significantly. His monthly cash flow improved by over $800. That's strategic debt management. That's what suitability looks like, not just eligibility. So which should you pick? Fixed or variable? The answer depends on 4 things. How long you're staying in the home, where interest rates are relative to historical averages, your tolerance for payment uncertainty, and most importantly, how it fits into your overall financial picture. Don't let the tail wag the dog. Your mortgage rate is only one part of the conversation. What really matters is how much money is actually coming out of your household budget each month and whether you're building wealth or just treading water. Want to see how a fixed or variable mortgage would impact your household budget? Well, get started. rsrlinks.com/keysteps. rsrlinks.com/keysteps. Let us run the numbers together. We'll look at your complete financial picture, not just one piece of it. Because you know it, strategy beats rate always. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. That's Mortgage 101, brought to you by rsrlinks.com/Sora, rsrlinks.com/Sora.